As a young artist entrepreneur like myself, making merch with my art on it has always been on my mind. I remember as a teen, when attending cons, I would rush to the artist alley and spend my savings on stickers, prints, and charms. I still do that even now that I make my own merch. I've had an online store for the past year, and today I'll be sharing some tips for designing merch. I'll also talk about some obstacles I encountered while running a small art business and the many mistakes I've made. Oh, and most importantly, we also have an unboxing because the nice people at DSJJ offered to send me custom keychains in exchange for an honest review of their services. I obviously was down to do it, but first we gotta design the keychains. So I'll be taking you through my design process. I had kind of a block trying to make a new design because I had too many ideas. But at the same time, none of them felt good enough. I usually like to keep sketchbooks with tiny quick doodle ideas so I can later turn them into sticker designs. And also because the best, silliest ideas always come to me at the worst moments to draw. I don't really focus on sketchbooks looking professional. I just use them for note-taking and trying to capture my ideas before I forget. Later, when turning the sketches into final designs, I can worry about making the art look good. But I use sketchbook to capture the ideas and feelings. In the end, I went with an orca design because they are a very graceful animal that represents strength and independence, and I think it's so funny how Killer Whales had a trend among them, consisting of wearing salmon on top of their head, and I wanted to have my own tiny salmon head wearing orca. So yeah, after designing it, I went to the DSJJ website, made sure I picked the right size and finishing touches for it, and waited till the package arrived. So let's do a time skip. Are you inspecting? Are you inspecting the packets? Are you the quality control guy? Hi, okay, so I got the packets and I'm very excited. This is my first unboxing. I just gotta find a way to unbox it now without doxing myself. So this is gonna take me a minute. Okay, so one note that the packaging was very good, very secure. It took me quite a lot of effort to open it and to destroy it, kinda. This is not one of those ASMR unboxing videos. And with the lanyard, nice. I'll have that in mind. It looks cute. Let me just... I've been meaning to get a lanyard for, cons and stuff, and the quality on this one seems to be very good. Yeah, definitely next time I order from them, I'll get some custom lanyards. And now the actual keychains that I designed. So cute! Okay, so how do I open this? Oh, look at this! So cute. The colors look very good in person. Yeah, they really capture the color palette from the original drawing. Look how cute this is. Man, they look good. Okay, so I'm just inspecting them, and yeah, I really cannot find any bad thing with them. They look as good as I hoped for. Here's my first tip. Make the merch that you could want. Not only because of the obvious reason, you can keep it for yourself after making it, but also because why could anyone buy something that not even its designer is particularly fond of? I've made the mistake in the past of designing merch of topics and media that were popular, even if I wasn't too passionate about it, and maybe it's just me, but it never sells as well as my more niche designs that I'm very passionate about. Another tip that could have saved me a lot of pain is plan what you're gonna do with the merch before designing it. Do you want to turn your drawings into stickers? Do you want to make keychains? Or are you planning to put it on a shirt? Sometimes you can just grab an old drawing you made and use that. It can work just fine. But you should have the dimensions and purpose of the merch in mind. A keychain might turn out flimsy with parts that are too thin. Or the hook might be connected in a weird way. And remember that usually when ordering custom keychains, the measure prices depend on the longest dimension of the design. Two designs ordered with the same dimensions might look very different in size depending on the proportions. For stickers, you also want to have in mind the type of paper, and mind the blank spaces. Oh, and if you cut them by hand, like I do, maybe try to keep the overall silhouette simple to avoid problems later. Okay, now you have ordered the stuff and it arrived. Is it done? Not really. First, you gotta make sure everything arrived correctly. Sometimes there might have been some big grades, or maybe you are not as satisfied with the result, or you messed up. Start by ordering a sample or small quantities of the product. And this brings us to the money topic. How much should you charge for them? Well, that totally depends on how much each product costs you to make. I'm not particularly great with numbers, but I once read a tip that really helped me. The original tip was for in-person Artist Alley, but can be perfectly translated to online spaces. See how much other people are charging and put a similar price. You can go a bit up or down, depending on the manufacturer costs. But you will see a general price range that can help you get an idea of more or less what your prices should be. If you're selling online, it's crucial to take good pictures. Mind you, the buyer is not gonna see how the actual product looks in person until it arrives. So you gotta make sure the pictures actually reflect the item correctly. You're not gonna spend all that much time and effort making something just to ignore the presentation. There's a bunch of topics I'd also like to mention, like social media marketing, website builders, or shipping. But I don't think I know enough about those to give my opinion. Especially shipping, since it varies a lot from country to country. But I'll leave below some good videos on the topic that you should check if the topic interests you. Thank you to the folks at DSJJ. I'll definitely be ordering from them again in the future. So if you're interested, check the link in the description. It's not an affiliate link. I just really recommend them. If you have any questions, you can ask in the comments and I'll do my best answering them. At least the ones I feel my opinion is worth sharing. And if you're another artist that sells merch and goodies, please feel free to write more tips and opinions in the comments. What works for me is not gonna work for everyone, and I assume many people won't agree with some points I made. And that's fine. I'm sharing these tips because I'd like you to avoid as many problems as possible when you start. Something that I've learned is that no matter how much research you make, you will make mistakes. And those mistakes are gonna help you improve and learn. Remember to be patient and nice to yourself. Nobody gets it right the first time.